Right, good afternoon everybody. I'm just refreshing my Facebook page to make sure that the video is showing, and it should be. Yeah, there we are. We're cooking on gas. So I'm just going to make the screen bigger and let you all get logged in. So while you're all getting logged in, I'm going to have a drink of my coffee because it's probably going to be the last one I get. I'm just going to turn the subtitles off. Now I know how to do it. CC off. Hi Chris, hi Jackie. I'll give you all a second to get logged in before we start. Hi Lona. Bless you. Hi Elaine. Hi Sarah. Here we go. I'm not going to do anything till everybody else is logged in. Hi Susan. I'll give it a second. Hi Mandy. So I'll just get a drink while I'm waiting. Hi Maureen. Hi Mags. It's blowing a gale here. Hi Annette. Hi Michelle. Right, we're all starting to get... Hi Pam. How are you, darling? Hi David. Yeah, I'm good. Hi Angie. Hi Heather. Hi Trudy. Oh, bless you. Hi Beverly. Right, we're all starting to get logged in, so I'm going to take this off. Let's do... Oops. Why has it not come off? Oh, something's gone wrong. So why has that not come off? Oh, hang on. Take that off. Right, now it won't let me for some reason. Hi Carol, hi Judy. Hi Bev. Right, for some reason it's not letting me take off this screen, which is very strange. Let me just see if I can fix this. Yeah, that's right. That's not. So why is it not letting me take those off? Right, let me just see if I can take that off. Right, here we go. It's just started raining there. Oh, there we go. Cooking on gas. Right, that was interesting. So I think it's just learned something else new about the app. So that's a bonus. So good afternoon to everybody I've not spoken to already. It's absolutely blowing a gale here. My letterbox is doing my head in because it just keeps flicking up with the wind. Hi Joan. Hi Shell. Wet and windy. Hi Pam. Wet and windy. Hi Stephanie. I hope you all started to play with your new goodies, yeah. Right, so let's get cracking because there's quite a bit to do for today's card. So I know we've got a few people not here today because they've got other commitments, but it's not going to stop us having a giggle and making a fabulous new card. Glorious Sunshine in Dorset, that's just showing off. That's just greedy. Send some up here. So what I wanted to do, I'm going to do what I usually do, and I'm going to go through everything that I'm using today. I'll show you the products that I'm using today. Hiya Rose, how are you, darling? Hi Josephine, hi Judy, hi Linda. Everybody's starting to get logged in now. So what I wanted to do was use the new tray sheet DL stamps. So I know Julia did these on TV on Tuesday because obviously I was away for the weekend. Hi Emma. Hi Linda. Yeah, it is. The weather's shocking. I put blue tack on your letterbox. Oh, what a good idea. Hi Anne. Hi Angie. Oh, I can't believe I never thought of a bit of blue tack on the letterbox. Hi Julie. Right, so back to it. So Julia obviously launched the DL tray sheet stamps on Tuesday, just gone. And that is the introduction for what's coming at the end of the month from me. So if you didn't get the DL stamps when Julia was on, or you haven't got them yet, you'll need to be getting them before I launch the rest of this collection at the end of this month, because these were designed to go with what I'm bringing you at the end of the month. Oh, Sharon, I hope you feel better soon. Hi, Janice. Yeah, so I'm going to show you these in more detail. So one of the things that kind of bugs me when we're on TV is you never actually get close enough. Hi Denise Foam Tape, yeah, I've got plenty of that. Hi Joan. You never actually get close enough to see the detail in the stamps, and I always find that the camera isn't really very clear. So I'm going to show you these in a little bit more detail before we get cracking. And the card that we're going to make today, it's just perfect for these stamps. It's perfect. So I'm going to show you these stamps in a little bit more detail. So obviously you've noticed that the packaging is limited edition. Hi Caroli. So the packaging is limited edition. It's all cream and black. So this is only for the Tray Chic collection. It'll be back to normal. Hi Alice. It'll be back to normal for the subsequent releases. So I'm going to show you these in detail just before I get cracking with the card. So this is called Cascading Blooms, and I'm going to turn it around and show you the actual detail in the stamp. So Cascading Blooms I actually designed as a horizontal stamp, but I'm just going to show you it doesn't actually matter which way around you've got these, because the roses work either way. And I want you to see this gorgeous detail, ignoring my sparkly ring from the light. So I'm going to bring that in really close. So I mean, look at that detail, it's incredible. And this is a beautiful small design as well, so you know you're going to be able to use it in the background. You know you're going to be able to over stamp your die cut flowers and things like that. So that is the Cascading Blooms, which works horizontally or vertically. I might use that one today. I might change my mind though, you know what I'm like. And then the next one is called Elegance Blooms, and again, let me just I'm going to show you the stamp, because the stamp shows you the detail even more. So you've got those beautiful flourishes, left face and right face, and then you've got that gorgeous little upside down heart with the arrow, and you've got the rose blooms featured again. So you can see already, look, there's a little bit of a theme going on. We've got roses showing. So in the two of these stamps, you've got the rose bloom showing. And I'm just going to show you, if I can get this close enough, can you see in those little hearts, where are we? There, look. We've got tiny little crosses. The detail, and I know I say this all the time, but the detail in these stamps is phenomenal. Hi Sarah. So that one was the Elegance Blooms. This one is called Mandala Crackle. And again, I'm going to show you the actual stamp. These are all on the website, and I do believe that Karen has left the deal on. So the deal for buying all four still has the discount on, but that will change on Monday. They'll go back to the full price on Monday. So get yourself on the website and get the full bundle ordered, and then you don't need to worry. No, David, I know. I have saved some stock of these for the show for the end of the month. Because these absolutely are designed to go with the collection at the end of the month for the birthday event. And we shouldn't have done that show on Tuesday. It's only because we were helping out and we filled a gap in for them. Otherwise you wouldn't have seen these till the end of the month. So it's a little bit of a head start. But there's a little bit of stock of these left for the end of the month. So I want to show you this. So the Mandala Crackle. Look at that tiny mandala. And I'm just going to show you, because this is why I wanted to do these on this Facebook Live today, because you can't actually see them when you're on TV. So each of those little tiny mandalas is only about 7 millimeters. It's about 7 millimeters in diameter. And now you can see the crackle, the very faint crackle that's in the background. So it's very shabby chic. It's really beautiful. And of course, you can use mandalas for masculine style cards as well. So these are not just girly stamps. These will work for everybody. And the mandala, again, you can use portrait or you can use it landscape. It really doesn't matter. So that is the Mandala Crackle. And then the last one is the Leafy Script. And Leafy Script is a vertical one. However, I did hear Julia say it doesn't actually matter whether you do this vertically or horizontally. It will work either way. Well, you never know what's coming, Trudy. It's not a die, but there might be something. So I'm going to show you this one in more detail as well. So this leaf that you see here on the... Oh, where am I? I'm going the wrong way. So this leaf that is featured on here is featured throughout the whole collection of the Tray Chic. And can you see that tiny, teeny script in the background? This is incredible. This stamp is stunning. They all are. And I can't tell you how beautiful this collection is. So I don't want you to miss out. Like I say, the deal is on the website for all four, only until Monday. I have saved some stock of this for the end of the month on my TV shows, but not a lot, because there weren't a lot. Well, there wasn't a lot left. So we're using obviously the Tray Chic stamps. I'm using VersaFine Clair in Nocturne today, so the black VersaFine Clair. I'm using the Versamark. I'm also using, now this is a collection that we've probably all forgotten about. So remember when we did the sentiment coins and we did the medallion wraps? Hi June, hi to everybody I've not spoken to already. So although these are slightly grungy, let me just remind you what they look like, look. Although these are slightly grungy, they actually work particularly well with the Tray Chic collection. So these are the arty ones. So this is the arty range, whereas we did the classic and the arty together. I don't know whether we've got any of this. If we have, it'll be on the website, so you'll just need to go and look. But I'm going to use from this either that border or that border. So if I just show you that, look, it's like a wiggly wavy grungy border, and that one's a double border. So I'm going to use that from this collection. I've already done my sentiment, and I'll just show you the stamps. So these are the sentiment coins, and again a little bit grungy, so you haven't just got birthday in there, you've got lots of different sentiments in there. So this is the one that you can use for your journaling and things like that. Like here we've got think happy, be happy, live happy, be your own kind of fabulous, but you have got two birthday ones at the top. So slightly grungy, little bits missing, but they look amazing with the Tray Chic collection. I've already stamped that. And then I'm using gold embossing powder, but I haven't decided yet whether to do Twinkling or whether to do normal gold. I haven't decided yet, so I've got both out. And then I've got the Gold Star and the Midnight Sky Pearls, because I haven't decided which ones I want to use, because both of them will work. So that's what we're using today. I'm going to get a drink before I get on to the next bit. La la. Right, so I'm going to show you what I've done so far, and I'm going to show you how I did this. So this is a card shape that you have seen me do before. I'm not sure whether we've done it on a Facebook Live before, but if I have, apologies, but I am going to show you in a little bit more detail. So I'm going to just break this down for you and show you how I made this, because it's really simple. But DL stamps look fantabulous on this shape card. So I'm just going to show you how I did that. So I just chopped this piece of card on my guillotine. So I didn't measure up or anything like that. I literally just put it in the guillotine, and I kept the top piece of card. This is just from 1A4. I kept the top of the card at the very edge of the guillotine, and I just angled it and then just chopped. So that's what I got there. Hi Edith, hi Sylvia, how are you, darling? So I literally just popped that in the guillotine and chopped to whatever height you want. It really is up to you. You can have it shorter at the front if you want. And then what you get once you've scored that, you just score it 3 times like a trifold, and then you score that and you end up with this lovely shaped card. Yeah, like a Z fold. Go to this, see. Put a complaint into the uni. So you end up with this beautiful shaped card. So I know what you're thinking. How do you do your matting and layering for this? So on mine, I'm going to show you. So you decide which way around you want your card first. So I like my facing this way, but you can obviously change it and have it open in that way. So it's entirely up to you, but I like it this way. So once you know which way round you want your card, you can then chop your matting and layering. So remember, you can't do it all in one go because the middle panel is a reverse. So I mean, if you're using your card, it shouldn't really matter so much, but I'm going to show you how I did it. So starting with the back panel, so I know each of these panels is just under 10 centimeters wide. So I know that my panels needed to be 9.5. So I've chopped 3 panels at 9.5. Obviously that's going the other way because it's on the other side. So I just chopped 3 panels in black at 9.5 centimeters. And then trying to get the angle. So I'm going to show you, if I bring this in and show you, you should be able to see I've got 2 little white marks there. So I've left these marks on my card on purpose. So you've got black on this one, just so I can show you how I did this. So chop your 3 panels to the right width first, 9.5. In fact, I'm going to show you. Let me just chop a piece of card for you. Let's just chop a piece of black card and show you. You may as well learn from me while I'm here. Just chop that to 9.5. So 9.5. Chop. It's easier to show you from scratch into. Oh God, I'm glad, Sylvia, darling. Right, so I've now got my panel at 9.5. So if you pop that on your on your card blank and just line up your borders. So I now know that my angle needs to be like this. So if you just take your pen and put a mark there and a mark there. So if you put your marks on your card, and then I literally just need to pop that in. I literally just need to pop that in my guillotine and just slice where the white marks are. And that's how easy it is to do this. So I've created my panel for the back, and I've done another panel exactly the same way. So exactly the same way. So the black is 9.5 wide, the vanilla cream is 9 wide, and then you just measure the top in exactly the same way as I've just shown you. It's hi Elaine, hi Janet. All right, June, no worries, darling. So it's really, really easy. Once you've got your head around how to do the measuring, it's really, really easy. So then just repeat it 3 times, remembering that your inside panel is a reverse. So your inside panel is the opposite way on. And I've left all my marks on the card just so you can see them. And then the front, obviously, is the right way on. So we've now ended up with 3 lovely panels. And before we do anything else, we are going to stamp and emboss onto these cream panels. The cardstock that I've used today is Elegant Ebony and Vanilla Cream. So this is the premium cardstock. Hang on, something's just popped up on my screen. Exit. No, I don't want that. Thank you very much. Yes. Go away. So this is Vanilla Cream and Elegant Ebony. And there's just something about black and cream that is really, really classy. Hi, Helen. Helen, have you had any posts this morning? And Ilona. Just asking. Oh, that's the bit I chopped off my card, look. So you know how much I chopped off. I love black and cream together. I think it's really, really classy. Right, so we are now going to stamp the panels, and I'm just going to show you. Which one shall we go for? Which one shall we go for? Oh, I'm going to do... Oh, too many choices. Which one shall I go for? I'm going to do the leafy script because it'll... Right, I'll message you all later then. Hi, Alan. Hi, Judy. So I'm going for the leafy script because otherwise I'll spend 20 minutes deciding which stamp to use. Right, I'll message you all later then, Ilona and Helen. Oh, isn't that just Sod's Law, Jackie? Hi, Jacqueline. Well, there's more to come, Ilona. Right, so I'm just going to show you, look, these stamps. So this is a 9 centimeter panel, and these stamps are just under 9 centimeters, look. So these will fit perfectly onto this panel, leaving me enough space around the edge to do my inking. And I'm going to stamp them by hand rather than on the stamping platform. Hi Grace, not a problem. You'll be able to watch back later. So I'm going to stamp this as a brand new stamp, and I'm going to do this one by hand and not on the stamping platform. So let's just pop that on my block, on my DL block. And that looks as straight as a... Oh, hey, that's good. That's not bad at all. Get your roll. And remember, I always stamp my long stamps horizontally. It's just easier. Let me show you this lot. Now you know I shouldn't ever cook. Yeah, absolutely, Josephine. I think the thing with this collection, the Tray Chic collection, it's going to look good whatever your favourite colours are. So if you like to do pinks and purples, it's going to look stunning. If you're going to do black and cream or black and cream and brown, it's going to look really, really classy. So choose for me. Shall we have Twinkling, or shall we have... No, I'm having... Oh, choose for me. Do you want Twinkling gold or do you want normal gold? I'll tell you in a second, Judy. So the first person to tell me is the one I'm going with. Twinkling or normal? First person to tell me is the one I'm going with. You're all taking as long as me. Hi, Tracy. Tracy, did you get your message? Right, thanks, Annette. Twinkling is what we're going for. Tracy, did you get the message I left you on the workshop group about the video? I see. Now everybody said normal except for Annette, but Annette was first, so we're going with Twinkling. Right, so couple of tips for you. So if you're going to do this, if you're going to recreate this card, you're going to be absolutely fine with the Twinkling embossing powders. These stamps are too detailed, way too detailed, for you to stamp and do a whole sheet in Twinkling embossing powder. The script, look, is so tiny that you won't be able to read what it says, because Twinkling embossing powder, just by its nature, is a little bit thicker than the superfine embossing powder. However, it's still going to look beautiful. So we're stamping in black, and we're going to add some highlights with Twinkling embossing powder in the gold, and it's going to look beautiful. So who was it that asked me about the why not the platform, Judith? So the platform, if I tried to stamp this on my platform, I've got nowhere for my magnets to go, because the stamp is more or less the width of this piece of card. So there isn't anywhere for my card to be held down by the magnets. You could do it in your platform. You could absolutely stamp it into a bigger piece of card and then cut it down afterwards. But, oh, but I ain't got time for that today. And you don't want to be waiting for me chopping bits of card down either. Right, so, oh, look at that. That's black VersaFine Clair up my fingernail. Oh, that's as much as I can get out. I think I need a nail brush for that. That'll teach me. Right, so I'm using a Versafine Clay instead of the ordinary Versamark, simply because these are juicier. So because it's juicier, I've got more chance of the embossing powder sticking to it. I'm not covering the whole thing with embossing powder, which is why it doesn't matter whether we do Twinkling or normal gold, because I'm just going to do little accent areas. So it's going to be like a two-tone black and gold background. So here we go. Oops, apologies if the camera starts rocking. Wait till you see this stamp. Stunning. Even if I say so myself. And there is another little trick that I want to, if I get time, I'm going to show you later, but if not, I'll save it for another Facebook Live with these stamps. So this is a brand new stamp, so I'm making sure I put plenty of ink on. I'm not going to worry. What did I tell you last time? Tell me not to wear a white shirt when I'm doing black ink. I should have known better. Yeah, so it's a shabby chic kind of card that we're doing today, so it doesn't matter if I've got patchy bits. It really won't make any difference. So I'm just gonna stand up, everybody. Sorry, because I need to see where I'm stamping with this. So just bear with me if you get my hair in the shot. Apologies. So I'm trying to just get edge to edge, and there should be a little gap all the way around. Let's go with that. So I should have a little gap all the way around this, which is what I'm going to use for my inky technique. So we're just going to ink around the edge afterwards. I know, Gene. But Judith, that makes absolute sense. You could easily just stamp these onto a bigger piece of card and then chop them down afterwards. There we go. I'm probably deafening you now because I'm right next to the camera. Oh my word, look at that stamp. Look at that stamp. That's just stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Right, so I've got to do one panel at a time because I want to emboss this. I'll get my little sheet of paper. And I'm going to do the embossing before I do the inking afterwards. And we're just going to do some little patches. Some little patches with the Twinkling embossing powder. So I'm not trying to make it even or anything. Just tap it around. You're not actually going to see a lot of this by the time I've finished. Okay, so I'm not going to heat emboss that yet. I'm going to wait. So you can see where I've got it, look. Just a patch there, a patch there. I'm going to do the other panels and then we'll emboss in one go. Oops, just knocked the camera again. I've got, you can't see this, but above me and to that side, I've got my phone plugged in. So the camera above me is my phone. And then above me and to that side, I've got my iPad, which is what lets me do that. And that's plugged in as well. So I've got two cables I'm trying to avoid. Right, so we're going to move on to the middle panel. So just remember, because I've made this mistake myself before in the past, remember that your inside panel is the opposite way on, yeah? So you've got your back panel, which is this one, yeah? Your inside panel, which is this way. Just remember. And then your front panel is the same way as the other one. So this one needs to be in this direction. And we'll do the same thing again. now you know why I have two stamps, because by the time I've done with this one, because I've used VersaFine Clay, it will have stained it, because I've left the ink on too long. But it'll be fine. It'll end up in a workshop in the shop, and I'll have some lovely clean new ones. Right, so I'm going to stand up again because it's easier for me to stamp from above. Make sure I've got that the right way up, and I don't suppose it matters on this stamp, so bear with me everybody. So I'm just doing the same again. Hopefully it's straight, we shall soon see. Yes, Irene, we've got all the VersaFine Clay colours on the website. All of them. I think it's about time they did some new ones actually. Right, so that's the second one. Don't you just love stamps that fit perfectly? I mean, that's amazing, because I can just ink around the edges and it's done. So put the embossing powder on. I'm going to do less on this one, I think, because I think I had a little bit too much. On the other one. So I'm trying to make this patchy look. Oops, didn't want that much there, but there you go. It's actually a really nice gold, this Twinkling embossing powder. So I've got some patches, and then I'll do the last panel and then we can crack on. And I do, Denise, I do, but I do love the VersaFine Clays, I've got to say. Some of the colours in the VersaFine Clays are just gorgeous. So I ended up, well, I started with a couple. It was Julia actually that convinced me. So I ended up with a couple of VersaFine Clays, and then now I've got them all. And sometimes you just can't find the right colour in your Distress Oxides. And what I've found is that those two ranges of ink pads give me a really good colour spectrum. So what I can't find in one, I'll find in the other. Here we go. And that will do for this. So again, birthday and anniversary dies. Birthday and... What sentiments? Lee? I have got anniversary and the occasional sentiments. Do you mean dies or do you mean stamps? I've definitely got birthday and anniversary covered in the sentiment dies. The family, the relative dies are still not here. I think there's been a problem with them in Germany, which is frustrating because I ordered them months ago. But as soon as they get here, I promise you I will let you know. So I'm just going to clean this stamp a bit. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That's not bad. I'm happy with that. Hey Denise, if you're as bad as me, you might be alright with the VersaFine Clays, because look, that's not really stained at all. Apart from my fingers and my nail. Look. I'm impressed with that. That'll keep me happy. And then last bit of embossing powder, and then I'm going to heat it up. I have done more of the gold than I wanted to, but it's too late now. I've got to try and make them all match, sort of. So remember, this will just be patchy and it's meant to be. I'm not trying to cover the whole thing. Otherwise there'd be no point in stamping in black. We could have just done it in VersaFine. Versamark even. Right, here we go. Cockney rhyming slang sentiments. You'd have to send me a list, Billy. I only know apple and pears. Apple and pears. What else is there? Oh, I can't think of any more. The only Cockney rhyming slang I know is rude. Right, let me just... So I'm just going to heat this up now, and I'm not going to worry about doing it from underneath because it doesn't matter with the dyes. Well, you need to have a look, Lee, on the website, because I've got the elegance ones done in. Yeah, that's the best way to do it, Angie. One of them microfiber cloths. Yeah, have a look on the website, Lee. The elegance script. Yeah, Rosie Lee T. This looks stunning. I panicked now, hang on. I've nearly done. Bev, can you kick them off? Yeah, I've just banned them from the page, Denise. Let me just see if I can delete these posts. Just bear with me a sec, everybody. Well, we've never had that before, have we? Get a life, whoever you are. I'm just deleting the posts. Delete. I think that should be it. Is that them all gone? Trouble and Strife. Yeah, I know that one, Jean, as well. Right. Well, we've never had that before, have we? I've done it, Bev. I did it while I was asking you, and I've banned them as well, so they can't get back on my page. Freaks. Right, so let's just show you what this looks like. So remember the Twinkling embossing powders. If I just oh, there you go. Look. So the gold, you can still see some of the black underneath. Let me come a bit further away. There you go. So it isn't everywhere. And we haven't covered that beautiful stamp. We've just given it some little gold highlights. Yeah, they've gone, Jennifer. We've got rid of them. Yeah, so we've got all 3 panels done in exactly the same way. And I'm going to turn them over. I'm going to give them a mist I'm going to give them a mist with water on the back. Not a lot, just a bit. And then I'm going to put them underneath one of my dye tubs. So bear with me a sec. So that's a little tip for you, everybody. If you, yeah, just a little tint, Stephanie, it looks fab. So if you heat emboss your card and it goes kinky, especially when you've got a heavier pattern, just give it a mist on the reverse with water and then pop it underneath a tub with dyes or something. And that helps. Right, so we're going to move on to the flowers while we wait for those to dry. Oh, let me just dry my mat. And get rid of this Twinkling embossing powder. Did I bang the camera because it's gone skew-if again? But I'm not going to mess with it while we're on. There we go. They're everywhere at the moment. What? People spamming Davina? Do you know what, Jennifer? It was absolutely Baltic. It threw it down constantly and it was absolutely Baltic freezing. Don't knock kinky. Oh, it's so funny. Right, so this is what we've got. This is what we've got to embellish before we can start putting this card together. So I've already done my sentiment look. This is the one that I told you about from the Arty Sentiment coins. So it's got little patchy bits, so it's shabby, but it's not too grungy. And I've die cut that using my double debossed circle dies. And then I've cut one in black for the middle as well. We've got a couple of butterflies, but I seem to have lost one. We should have had 3 butterflies. And I think it's flown away. So we're only having 2. Oh, it's here. So I've got 3 butterflies from the Beautiful Butterflies die set. And the daisies I've used for this card are the Dotty Daisies. I think the Dotty Daisies are my favourite. So these are the ones with the debossed dot detailing look. It looks, there you go. It's really, really elegant and it looks beautiful because it's not over the top. It's just a subtle design. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to add some more gold to this. And I'm not doing the cream. I'm just going to do the black flowers. And I've left them just to show you how I'm doing it, because I don't want it to be perfect. Words you never thought you'd hear me say. But I don't want them to be perfect. I want them to be shabby. So I'm going to take my kitchen roll. I'm going to take my Versamark. And we'll start with the biggest flowers. And you're never going to believe it's coming really dark here in Hull. It looks like, yeah, it's really dark here. In fact, it actually looks like it's going to snow here. Possibly Angela, possibly. But you'll just have to keep an eye out because I've got quite a few things coming. So if we do, it'll be towards the autumn or something like that. I know, Patricia, I know. Did you go to Murrayfield when it came up? No, because that was the rugby, Jennifer. I'm not into rugby. I have been to Murrayfield when we went to see Madonna. But we did do a lot. The weather didn't keep us in. We went to Holyrood, we went to the castle, we went to Britannia. So we did a lot while we were there, even though we were wet through. Right, so I'm going to take my Versamark. So I literally just want to add little highlights here of the Twinkling embossing powder. So remember, the gold Twinkling embossing powder you will just get a tint of gold, particularly on the black card. So my finger's going in here. I wouldn't do this with a Versamark pen or a what do you call it, a doodah, a perfect medium pen, because I want it to be patchy. So I'm literally just dabbing my finger in the end, and I'm just doing the ends. If I did this straight onto the flower die, we would end up with straight lines, and I don't want straight lines. So this is just Versamark, plain Versamark. And I'll put the powder on these. I'll put the powder on them all before I heat emboss them. And then I'll show you how to shape them. Oh, bless you. Angela, why don't you phone Karen to see if she's got one in the shop? I don't think they have, but it might be worth a phone call to the shop just in case she's got the odd one. The problem is when I order dyes, I order a lot. And then subsequently, if they there you go, look. Subsequently, if they sell out, I then have to order another lot for it to be worth my while ordering them. So I try to hang on as long as I can. Here we go. So now the big one's done, I can do all the small ones. Just a couple of flowers on this card. And I'm doing this on the black rather than the vanilla, because then it will tie in with the background that we've just stamped. And do you know what, Jennifer? It weren't bad. We did the hop on, hop off bus. And I think it were about 60 quid, but that included the admission to the castle and to, where else? I can't remember, but it included the admission to a few people. I will do, Angie, don't you worry, love, don't you worry. So I'm just going around the edge now. I'm not trying to be perfect, like I say. I just want a little tint of gold at the end. And this is why I'm using my finger, because it doesn't matter if I've got some that have more, some that have less. It really doesn't matter, as long as we get a tint of the gold. And this should stay tacky long enough. Remember as well, the Twinkling embossing powders are really fine. Not fine enough to do tiny script stamps, but for this kind of thing they'll be perfect. Any hints of what's coming for Christmas? No. You've got a few months before that's all out. No hints for what's coming for Christmas. I can tell you that what's coming at the end of this month is amazing. And there is a lot of it. So they've got 2 new releases from me. A gorgeous new collection from Trudy. And that's all I'm telling you. You've already had a hint of what's coming from me, because you know it's going to be the rest of the Tray Chic collection. But what that collection includes, you don't know. So it'll all be exciting. And the day that I launch these on TV is the 25th of February. And that is the day that it all changes. So it will be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, you'll get a sneaky peek that week. Oh, thank you, Trudy. Any news on the Happy Stampers? I've not heard a thing, Alice, about Happy Stampers. Yes, we are, Michelle. We will be in Harrogate. Can't do Ali Pally, but we will be in Harrogate this year. I don't know the dates. I only know what I'm told. Oh, did they? That's fab, Josephine. I was watching some of that this morning. Right, so let's get the gold embossing powder on the rest of these flowers. So remember, once we've heat embossed this, it will just be a lovely twinkly tip with these flowers, and it works quite nicely with the vanilla card. Hopefully these have not dried out yet, but we will soon find out. So just while I'm faffing about with this, remember, I love these buttons. I love gadgets. Gadgets that do all that kind of stuff. I love it. What about Sandown? No, I don't think so. So Christmas is cancelled because we will all be paupers by then. I'm not sure, Emma. Probably. We've just not had a chance to get around to it. Is it, Jean? Well, we've got 2 shows in Harrogate this year. I honestly don't know the dates because, you know, I live in a bubble and I don't know what anything is or where anything is or what I'm doing. I just turn up. I'll get Karen when she gets time. It's really busy, obviously. February is a really busy month for us because you all know that the birthday releases are at the end of February. These are going to be beautiful. Look at this on the black card. And I am just, I must have missed that one because it's got nothing on it. I think there's another show we're doing as well, but I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. I'm looking forward to the shows. It feels like forever since we've been out meeting people. Right, let's get these flowers embossed. I need to not buy, I need to pay for a holiday. Well, I'm telling you, Bev, the end of the month is not going to be cheap. Chicken bones boiled up for Christmas instead of turkey this year. Oh, that's fab, Anne. Harrogate is the 1st of May. Well, yeah, we'll be there then, Michelle. Oh, you are funny, you a lot. Right, so let's get these heat embossed, and I'm not going to be precious with them. I'm literally just going to hold them in place. I better not do it with that one, had I? Poker tool. Just bear with me while I do these flowers. Nearly done. Last one. That was a job and a half. Right, let's put all these together. I'm just going to wipe off the gold embossing powder that is now all over me, but it could be worse. I'd rather be sparkling than dull. Right, so let me just show you how these look now, because they look beautiful. Very Art Deco, but really, really classy as well. Here we go. There we go. And if you... I can't keep up with... I'll have to make a killing at the craft fair tomorrow. Right, so that's how these look. And I'm just going to show you on one of the larger flowers, because had I have taken a little bit more time, can you see, because I've used the... Oh, where are we? Because I've used the Dotty Daisies, you probably can't see it so well, but I can actually still, there you go, I can still see some of the debossed areas where I didn't push my finger in with the what you call it, the Versamark. Right, so let's get this bunch of flowers put together. So this is another tip that I did on the online workshop. So we've created these flowers and put heat embossed embossing powder on them. So what happens is that changes the card a little bit and makes it more brittle. So you've seen me before where I've used my perfect medium on the back, but it does work just as well if you squirt them with a little bit of water. So I'm just going to give these a little mist on the back with the water. So not a lot, just a bit. And that helps them to shape. It breaks down the fibres a little bit and it helps you to shape them. Not a lot of water, he said, and it's like a swimming pool on here. Here we go. Remember to let your flowers cool down before you do this if you've used your heat tool, otherwise it won't work. So same as I always tell you with the daisies, I'm literally just shaping the edges of the petals. I go about halfway down with my shaping tool, so just about halfway down, and I'm going to put these together as I do them. So always from the reverse, always halfway down the petal, turn them over and then just do them normally. So the cream flower look I've left plain, and I'm going to leave that plain because there's a lot going on, and it also means you'll be able to see that lovely debossed detailing from the plain flowers. So let's put this together. You know what else would look good on tips of flowers? Gilding flakes, yeah, absolutely. So let's just stick this together and I'll work my way through. The black golden cream looks lovely. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. I'll do the pearls all at the end, but I'll just show you how that looks so far. They're on the way, Bev, but on the way these days doesn't mean anything. It could be a few months before we get them. This is the problem. I honestly don't know of anybody that's benefited from Brexit, because we certainly haven't. Trading certainly hasn't benefited anybody that I know. So let's just put these together now. So I'm just doing these. Oops, is that the right size? No, I thought it was wrong. So I'm just working my way around and I'll just make these flowers. I've not done them normally, as you know, I have the flowers done, but I've purposefully left them so that I could show you how I did it, because I know from when Bev asked in the group what you want to be shown, flowers was one of them. But I am going to do a YouTube video on different flower shapes when I get round to it, so I will let you know as soon as I've had a chance to do it. So these flowers, believe it or not, are still a little bit damp underneath. It's wrong size. So I'm going to do this really quickly, so apologies everybody, but you don't want to be watching me for 10 minutes making flowers. So I'm just going to speed through this. So as always, when I've used the daisy flowers, I do some that are doubles and some that are single, just to break it up a little bit. So one of these is a double. Well, they both are now. Don't they look lovely with that bit of gold? I'll tell you what else is lovely. On the Twinkling embossing powders, the crystal, so the one that's called crystal, or whatever I called it, that's fab on this as well, because you can use it on any shape, any colour of card. Speeding through. Yep, so note for your diaries, the birthday event starts on the 25th of February. So Friday the 25th of February at 6 PM with me. And then Karen is on the Saturday, and Julia is on the Saturday, and I'm on the Saturday. So you've got all three of us on the Saturday. And you've got all three of us on the Sunday as well. Right, so some of these should be little individuals. Have you got them? You know what else would look good on? Tips of flowers, gilding flakes. No, I've not done my own gilding flakes. There's no point. Too many people do them now. Oops. So I'm just speeding through. So if I remember, three of these should be doubled. I thought it was raining, then I could hear a creak. So two of these are doubles and two are left single. As ever, I'm doing them on my trusty little 9x9 stamping mat. Almost done, everybody, and then we'll start the assembly. Oops, drop that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nearly done, nearly done. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, look at that. Dinky little daisies. Oh, did I just headbutt the camera? Sorry, everybody. I can't get my head around the change. Will be on one side. I know it'll be interesting. Yeah, so we will be the first 1 day special when it changes over to Create and Craft. And I've done my promo videos, so I've had to do some new videos, and I can tell you it was not easy remembering to say Create and Craft instead of the craft store. I'm not sure what the channels are. Somebody will know. It could all change, you see, so I'm not actually 100% sure. Right, so let's get the pearls in this. So first person to tell me black or gold pearls. No, it's all right, everybody. I'm not asking you. I've decided we're going black. Because the gold of the pearls is different. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2. I've done this the hard way. There is a quicker way of doing this, and I'm just going to show you. So you know when you get halfway down your... It's too late, I'd already decided. I've gone for black. You know when you get halfway down your pot of pearls, or even less than halfway, instead of trying to pick them out like I did, just put some in your lid. It's easier. Right, so pickup tool. Remember, you can put your pearls in the flowers with your pickup tools, but don't press them because it's wax and you'll snap them. So put them in. Did I not count right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obviously not. 8. 1 hour in there. 1 hour. The shows are still going to be an hour. I'm not actually sure how much well, I don't buy anything, Helen. I'm not actually sure how much I'm allowed to tell you at this stage, so I'll tell you in dribs and drabs. I will put a schedule on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, so you can plan ahead. Oh, look at these daisies, they look stunning. Oh, beautiful. Oh. Yeah, it'll still be an hour. Chuck a load on you. Yeah, do them in the lid, Debbie, it's quicker. Just tip a few into the lid at a time. Right, so the daisies are done. Oh, sorry, I've just shoved them all to one side, so I'll show you what they look like as a group, because they look lovely. No glitter. I haven't used any glitter on these yet. Oh, look. Aren't they pretty? So that's the daisies done. And now we're going to go back to the matting and layering. If I can get my piece of the card. So these are now flatter than they were before, look. Oh, I've got one missing. Because we had the water on and we put them underneath the... you can see how this is coming together, look. So the black, cream and gold. So what we're going to do, because these panels need to have... Actually, I don't mind them the way they are. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to leave them. I don't think I'm going to ink the edges. I was going to ink the edges, but I'm not. I'm going to leave them as they are. I think inking the edges might just take the edge off them, and I quite like it the way it is. So even I can change my mind. So let's get these stuck together. Yeah, it's all changed. It's alright. You'll be able to watch the video later anyway. So we're still going to be able to watch on the craft. Do you know what, Ilona? I've got no idea. I honestly have got no idea. As soon as I know anything, and I'm allowed to tell you all, I will. But I don't know anything. Right, so a little tip for you. So on here, look, you can see where I use my white pen to make the markers for my cutting. So Distress Oxide won't change that, but if you get your VersaFine Clair, or I'm just going to show you. If you've got one of these little black fine liners or any of the micron pens, it won't cover that black in. So I'm just going to use the edge of my ball tool. Oh, there we go. So I've used the edge of my ball tool to just put a little bit of ink on there, and that's covered it up. I was going to ink the edges greyish, yeah, but I've changed my mind. I think it would have been too much. I don't think it would have looked nice. So here we go. Let's get the rest stuck together. How long have I been on here? About 3 hours. Oops. Yeah, I've left the edges plain. I think it looks neater. I mean, sometimes you need the inky edges, but I don't think we do on this. So, you know, I always get injuries when I do cooking. Look, that scarred me, look. Oh. And the other day I went to wash the dishes in the sink, and I put my finger straight on a fork that was face up. And it went straight up my finger. Oh, thanks, Grace, for looking after me. So let's just get rid of those white bits. And then the last one. The longer the better. I hope you're talking about shows, Ilona. I think that's right, Judy. I think that is what's happening. I think that the TV channel will become the Create and Craft. So it is still obviously the craft store, but it will be called Create and Craft online now. On TV. I don't know which channel it's going to be on yet. As soon as I know, I'll be able to tell you. Oh, I forgot something. Right, we've got a couple of little bits to do now. Let me just clear some of this mess up. Oh, look, this is why I've hardly drunk it again. It does, Rose, you're absolutely right. Right, so I'm going to give you another little tip. So I hope you're going to remember this one. So when I was prepping this card this morning, oh, I forgot to show you all these. So that's the Dotty Daisy dies. You've seen all this before. And these are the Stitch Torn Edge DL dies. So these are the new ones, the latest ones in the Stitch Torn Edge. I know I should be banned from the kitchen. I'm a liability, and I really am. But what I wanted to do was on this back panel, on this back panel, I wanted to create, and I'm going to show you. So this is what I did at first. So I created this because I wanted to put a border down that back panel. And then I had an idea. So in the DL dies, if you do the largest one, so I cut the largest one as a solid piece, and I've turned it into a border. So you can see that this doesn't work. This doesn't come in the dies. There isn't a border. So I've made this border from the largest of the DL torn stitch dies, stitch torn dies. I'm going to show you how I did that, because it's worth remembering this. So remember this, because you can do it with all of my DL dies. So I'll just make some space so I can explain it clearly, hopefully. So I cut the largest die. As you can see, look, that is the largest die. And this bit here is where I've created the border. So all I did, look, was put the die back in. So I cut it as normal. And then I put it back in and just did the edge. So if you try and make sure that you like overlap a little bit at the edge. Let me show you the stitching. There we go, look. So if you overlap a little bit at the edge, you'll still end up with a perfect border with your stitching, if I can wiggle it, all the way around. Once you've done it, it's really easy to do. Hopefully I've made it clear. So you can just cut a solid one and then put that piece of card back in and just hang over the edge. However deep you want your border, just hang over the edge, and then your stitching will continue once you've cut it, and you can create a lovely border from the largest one. And I'm going to put that on and leave it cream. So that's what I was going to do originally. And we've now got this. So this should perfect, look. So it should just go over the edge. So I'm just going to stick this on. I wanted a plain piece of cream just to break up the pattern. And these are just offcuts from the matting and layering. So I'm ignoring the stitching border and I'm going top to bottom. I'm not going to trim that off yet because it's going onto my card. And then I can trim off the excess. Yeah, so I'm literally going to touch the edge of that one, touch the bottom edge there, up a little bit. And now where it overlaps, if I find my big scissors, you can see how much that overlaps, hardly anything. Oops, just snip the edge off that card. That weren't very clever, Phil. That's what happens when you've got kitchen injuries. When you've got kitchen injuries, you can't cut properly. So we've now created. I'm leaving that strip plain cream. I'm just leaving it plain. We've now got a lovely stitch torn edge border. I'm trying to show you the stitching log. Come on, light, where are you? Oh, that's just doing my head in. Hopefully you can see that we've got stitching there and we've got stitching there. So we've created a border from a DL die is basically what we've done. So now let's get this card put together because I'm pretty sure it's tea time. I'm sure Limitless Win has just started. So back panel ignoring the shoddy chopping at the bottom because I've just caught it with my scissors. No glitter on this card because we've got the twinkle from the embossing powder. So remember, I'm starting from the back and then I'm going to go to my middle panel, and I'm not putting anything on the middle panel. If I get time, I'm going to show you my other little tip, but I might save it for a YouTube video. I am planning on doing some YouTube videos, so it's not just Facebook Lives. And then the front panel. How can a cobweb cause a fractured hip? Oh my word. Oh, thank you. I must admit, I love doing the Facebook Lives because I find it quite relaxing. So I'm not sat work. This is not really work to me. I enjoy the Facebook Lives and the giggle we have, and hopefully I give you some inspiration while we're doing it as well. I'm trying to show you the different kind of things you can do with these DL stamps because I think they're amazing. So this is what we've got now, look. Yeah. So if you were making this for yourself, you could obviously fill that panel in and fill that panel in, and you could leave the back for writing on. But that's where we're at. So now, sentiment. So the sentiment here, I'm leaving it plain. I love these. Why don't we use these more often? So these, remember, these are the arty sentiment coins. So although it's slightly grungy, it's still really pretty. Well, it must be because I'm using it alongside the very classy Chic stamps. So it just shows you how this all works together. So now we're going to put this, I'm not putting any ink on that, no glitter, it's just going straight on. And the daisies are going around the corner. So I just want to show you what I'm doing before I do it. I'm going to open this out. It's easier for you to see if I open it out. So this is the front panel. So the daisies are going in the corner like so. Oh, wrong one. So the daisies are going in the corner like this. And this sentiment coin, if I put it in like that, the birthday wishes is not even. Can you see? So what I'm going to do, this is what you can do with the coins. I'm going to turn it around so that it follows the line of the flowers. So I'm going to pop that on. Now I know which way around it needs to go. Why is my phone tape not sticking? Oh, it's because I've got perfect meat. I've got doodah on my fingers, haven't I? Versamark. So I'm putting some glue on just in case I need to move it further. And I know I need to come at that sort of an angle. So I'm going to go at that angle. And then the flowers are going on, starting with the biggest one. And I still hate these pen flare syringes. I still think they're not as good as the other ones. I was going to say something else. And then for the leaves, I've got these are still my favourite leaves. These are the Succulent Foliage leaves. So Succulent Foliage with that lovely debossed detail in the leaves, or whichever you call them. So I'm just using 3 of these. No glitter no glitter, which I know is probably shocking. And I'm not shaping them, I'm literally just going to move them with my fingers. Yeah, lovely jubbly. So I'll put the flowers on first and then I'll tuck the leaves underneath. It won't fit in an envelope, this card. But do any of my cards ever fit in envelopes? That's alright, Anne. How would you put it in a... do you put inserts in your cards? No, I wouldn't put an insert in this. I would just use the back. So if I was sending this card, I would just do another matte and layer on the back in the black and the vanilla, and I would use that on the back just plain and use that. You can't put an insert in this kind of shape really. So I'm just making sure I don't cover up the birthday wishes. Oops. So I'm just tucking that underneath as well. So that's my little leaves on. And now we can finish the rest of this card. So we've got the beautiful daisies, the butterflies, the beautiful butterflies. So this is all from the same set. So that is the smallest of the lacy ones. No glitter. I'm leaving this plain. And the reason I'm leaving this plain is because we've got that lovely... I've used the wrong tweezers. We've got that lovely twinkle from the gold coming through. So I don't need extra glitter on this. So I'm just shaping up the wings. Right. And now I'm going to fold this over so you can see how I put the rest of this together. So this is the front of the card. Spidery writing. Do you put insects on your cards? Oh, I can't say what I was just going to say because it's just not right. I think I'm a daisy missing. But not to worry, not to worry. Right, so I've got the large daisy which is going up here. No more leaves, just a couple of daisies now. We've got two little ones going here. In fact, I'm gonna change my mind altogether. I've just changed my mind altogether. We're having three there. All I'm trying to do, look, is make sure it doesn't catch. So I'm just making sure it doesn't catch on that part of the card when it opens up. And it doesn't, so that's looking lovely. This is going on the black one. Nearly done. We are nearly done. You need to make a box for this card, yeah, as if this card should be given away like all the others that I've never got round to yet. I have got them all. So I'm just going to pop that in the middle. I should have done it before I stuck it on, everybody, so forgive me. That little single daisy is going in the middle of that. Now I've got two more butterflies to do that I've done nothing with. I've left them plain. We could have In fact, I'm going to do it. So you'll have to bear with me now, because I need to put some gold on this butterfly. There we go. I knew we'd done well. Can you hear it in the background? Emergency services. I knew we'd done well today. So I'm doing exactly the same thing with this as I did with the daisies. Finger in the Versamark. Little bit of gold embossing powder. Twinkling gold. I think this is a really good use of the twinkling embossing powders, because you all know me well enough to know that sometimes the twinkling embossing powders are too thick for my really detailed sentiment stamps, but they are fabulous on backgrounds and for adding accents like I'm doing here. Heat gun, where are you? Pokey tool, come on. What have you taken from your shop yesterday? Karen's called in the bobbies. I haven't been in, have I? I'm not in till next week, but I'm sure there'll be something I need. Right, look at the difference it makes, just adding that little bit of twinkling embossing powder. The difference as well between the embossing powder and using glitter, normal glitter, oh Davina, that must be driving you mad, is that's fixed now, so that won't just keep falling off. So I'm using my thin tweezers rather than my flat nosed, just holding the body in the middle and then just shaping it around. You could use your bone folder, obviously. Sorted. Right, so decisions. Yeah, that's what we're going for. Cream one, same as the other one. I might not even put it on. I'm not putting that on. I'm going to have two little pearls instead. Because I can. Nearly done. Oh, I've caught it. And I think I'm going to stop at that. So how fab is that? So you could, if you were sending this, you could use that panel there to write the sentiment or your greeting or your message on there. Or you could decorate that so that it's the same, and you could decorate that panel so that it's the same, and use the back to match. And remember, if I hadn't have got that much dimension on, that will actually fit in a DL envelope. So you could make a DL box for this. And I'm just going to try and show you how I've shaped these flowers as well, because it's a little bit different to bugger, to what I normally do. So can you see on this little bunch here with the 3, I've got them pointed towards the outside, so they kind of grouped in a bunch as opposed to just put on flat. I think I might end up with another leaf on here. So I'm faffing. Isn't it beautiful? It is very stylish. Very stylish. Do you see what I mean about the gold embossing powder? It's not obvious, even if I bring it in close look. There are no harsh lines where the embossing powder finishes and the stamp starts. It just looks really, really classy. I am going to put another little leaf on there because it's bugging me that daisy hasn't got a leaf. So we've now gone to a two frond leaf. That's better. I'm happy now. I'm happy now. Right, so I'm not going to have time to show you the other tip, and I might try and do it through the week. I might do a Facebook, not a Facebook, I might do a YouTube video, because I've had a couple of ideas for these stamps of how you can change these panels. So you can change them all together to include an aperture. I definitely haven't got time now because we're coming up to the 2 hours. But remember, DL stamps are not just DL stamps. You can do so much more with them. Remember, the offer for the collection of 4 is still live on the website until Monday. So if you got all 4 in one go, you will get a little discount. I do have some stock of these going on my show at the end of the month, but not a lot. So that's providing we don't sell out before. So hopefully I've shown you a different way to use your Twinkling embossing powders. I've shown you how to create a border using a DL die. Isn't that just fab, that border? And we've used those gorgeous stamps. I think they may, I'm not going to say favourite, but they're certainly at the top of it because they are my new favourite. And there we go. So that's the shape we've got. Easy to create, and that is the finished card. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Remember, everybody, I will, Bev, if I get a chance. Hopefully you are already a member of our lovely little crafters group. You just go on the website and have a look. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know, darling, because I just live in a bubble. My sister does all that. So just have a look at the website and just type in Tray Chic in the search bar, and then it will show you all the collection. Well, the collection that's currently released. Remember, the rest of the collection is coming at the end of the month. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, thank you, Anne. Oh yeah, so if you haven't already joined our little inspiration group, if you search for Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours on Facebook, you will find our group, and then you can ask to join the group and take part in the challenges. There's loads of inspiration in there. Everybody's really friendly and helpful. I don't know why that camera looks blurry to me, but I'm going to bring it a bit closer. There we go. So remember to ask to join the group, and I will see you next Saturday, if not before, for another Facebook Live. So thank you, everybody. Have a lovely, safe weekend, and I will catch up with you on social media. Thanks, everybody. Bye.